Mobile app is like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's probably not that good. With millions of mobile apps on the App Store, you've got to go above and you've got to go beyond the average schmuck thinking he's got the next billion-dollar idea. We all know that one person at the cocktail party. You've got to grab the user's attention by the horns. You've got to stand out from the crowd. I don't see anybody. You've simply gotta be better. That's what's bringing you here today. Welcome, mis compadres, to the Dr. Dev FF Fucked or Fantastic Mobile App Review. Woo! Let's get this show on the road. Getting cracked on the coffee. Welcome to our very first mobile app review with Dr. Dev. You didn't ask for it, but we're giving it to you anyway. Today we're showcasing Big Brown. And no, I'm not racist. I mean these guys. Now, there's a few things that make a great app. One, solves a problem. You gotta identify your target demographic. When you dial in and understand that when you take the time and get to know your users who either are currently using or who will be future customers, you have a much better chance at creating an end product that actually keeps users in your app. You must respect the user's time. People don't want to read about every single detail. They want to experience it. And why not add a little bit of gamification? You want your app to encourage user engagement. That's that sticky X factor that brings us to the next step. Dose. It's simple and user-friendly. Sexy user interface and buttery smooth. Ooh, user experience. Give that app that experience that keeps them coming back. 3, you gotta listen to your users. And users have evolved as mobile apps have gotten better. And guess what? Data speaks for itself. They want to experience a good app. They want it fast, they want it fluid, and they want a good experience, a good time. We're gonna give it to them. Now, a lot of companies don't take this seriously enough. Well, bucko, it's not always about you, is it? There's one key point I really would like to send home. If there's anything you hear of me rumbling right now, anything you take away from this convo, taking your design over here and your engineering right here, right next to it, just one more step down the rabbit hole for the sake of testing your app's hypothesis, which is, how can I make this better for my user? Should always be the North Star of building any piece of software. I'd say overall, this app does solve the general problem. Information on packages. Let's start off with the good aspects. Now, reviewing their website, things about them that always has the good snippets of what a company's all about. Here we read a few of them. Not all, few. Number 1, integrity. It is the core of who we are and all we do. Service. Serving the needs of our customers and communities is central to our success. Okay, that's nice. Quality and efficiency. We remain. Let me try that again. We remain constructively dissatisfied in our pursuit of excellence. Whoa! Woo! That's getting me hyped. And the last one we'd like to highlight, although there's a few others, as you might notice, that are gems, is innovation. Creativity and change are essential to growth. I could not agree with you more. In fact, remember the floppy disk? Now all it's good for is a coffee coaster. Now look, UPS, bravo. You did a pretty decent job here. 4.5 out of 5 ratings. You got over 25K of them. That's a good average. Most of the app works, and the measuring tool, the AR kit that you've integrated, it's pretty snazzy. But a company that cares about their customer with their integrity, their innovation skills, yada yada yada, wins in the long game because they take the time to actually do those things. And this app has some room for improvement. Let's jump right in. Point number 1 I'd like to talk about is that it's not a native app. It's a web app. And while that's a good starting point for some companies, it's not the best solution for the high caliber product and service that UPS offers. Why is this important for both the user and UPS? Great question. A native app performs much faster and much more efficiently than a web app does. One is because the functionality is integrated directly with a full access of the built-in features on the device. This gives you capabilities you can't do on a web app. Things like push notifications, haptics, the little buzzies that happen when you interact with it, feedback, creating cool feedback loops up here. Third-party integrations. Native apps also have a much higher UX UI standard. Hit on that in a second. One other added bonus to going the native app or even hybrid app route over the web app is that going through the App Store process almost guarantees security. So your information is nice and tight, secure. Nobody's coming in and getting it without your permission, of course. And one other really important aspect of why the UX and UI standard comes into play here is that you get these fluid monetization methods, fingerprint and facial scanning payments, ability to produce creative in-app purchase techniques, and unique advertising campaigns, which are only possible with the native app experience because you can push the experience directly to their fingertip, customized over time how your user wants to be sold. It's also known as gamification because who wouldn't want to enjoy the experience versus not? One way Dr. Dev and his team of wizards strategically goes about a makeover to first check in and see what the overall landscape, ecosystem, whatever fancy word you want to use. So we go and we look at all the negative reviews, less than ideal ratings. What are people saying? What has driven people that they took time out of their day to write a negative review on your app? Think about that for a second. You should take that seriously. So let's take a look. SK1 port, horrible flaw. There's some app issues. Moving on. Push notifications do not work. Awful, don't even cut it. Worthless, terrible, disappointing. No wonder USPS is better than you. Whoa, fuzzy gonna get ya. Let's just stop there. Not to mention the one right below it. A feature flaw. Okay, somebody's quite angry. A handful. But that list keeps going. So we take some of the feature flaws that we see, and we try and draw parallels. And then from those, get ideas bubbling. And then we take those ideas, we try and create a solution based off the needs of the company, the needs of the customer, funnel down into some magic. So, a couple of points we've noticed. This app is slow and loads a lot more than it should. Well, it's because it's a web app. First thing you see when you open the app, and it's after it's downloaded, the first time you click it, you get bombarded with permission requests. A better way would be to take the progressive onboarding approach. Guide the user's hand gently through the front door versus slap them on the ass to hurry it on up and buy already. This is the first step to earning your user's trust. However big of a company you are, the first impression absolutely matters and should be taken very seriously. There's also a substantial amount of screens and lack of UX and UI on each one of these screens, which creates an agitating user flow. The goal shouldn't be friction. The goal should be buttery smooth. Ugh. This brings us to why UX and UI design is so important. There's no sense of brand here. The margins and spacing are inconsistent. Got a message here. Huh. But Doc, what does spacing have to do with it? Who gives a f***? Timmy.
Tearing up. Just tearing up.
Because you haven't subscribed. Thanks for writing in, Timmy. Let me tell you why negative space, why margins and spacing in between things matters. Negative space isn't wasted space. Spacing is an essential part of the visual language. It gives breathing room. So the users can feel more comfortable exploring, suggest a feature function, creates emphasis on an important piece of content. It's kind of like how we all used to slow dance in middle school, 3 feet apart until we grew up and realized how stupid that looks. And now we embrace our dance partners nice and tight. Come here. It's also got this ancient scroll of a form for our customers where it just keeps going and going and going on one screen. I mean, the roll could keep going and going and going until the next decade came around. Crikey! We just gotta break it up into digestible, bite-sized pieces of information for our customers to be able to navigate and understand, comprehend. Let it be flowy, man. Don't bomb them with a scroll. God, just makes me, it's from the early 2000s style. Just put it all on there and go, don't think. We've come a little further than this, guys. There's a scroll bar on almost every screen. The color theme's also a bit off. In fact, I'm not really sure what the color theme is with this app. Is it teal green, gray, or is it brown and yellow? I thought the trucks were brown. The old logo was, what can brown do for you? Maybe we incorporate that color. I don't know. Logo placement's a bit off. It's a little confusing. There's inconsistencies with the call to action sizings and locations even. And lastly, but not least, there's text overload. Ever heard of the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Why say it when you can show it? We're not trying to read a litigation deposition. Space it out. Add custom branded graphics and invest just a skosh more effort into some user onboarding for features. It'll be better, I promise. Now that's a pretty good list to go through. There's a few more. Some of the features aren't quite there either. They got their foot 3/4 away through the door, but they're not quite there yet. It's like, God, that could be so good. But it's not quite there. Not quite there. And that's where an experienced team who knows what they're doing and a little bit more effort and strategy can go a long, long way here. UPS could knock this one right out of the park. Like I've said a few times, UPS, you've got a great business. You guys are number one in what you do. But this app, my world, my dimension, with my team, think you can do better. See, we're a positive group. We know that it can be hard. You only know what you know. But we know that. We're trying to teach you that you can know more. Because now you'll know from knowing this information. What did I just do? So we decided to take this app review another step further. I took my brain matter, all the different kinds of waves, alpha, beta, delta, theta, gamma, zeta, wrapped them all up, got into a creative flow session. We produced a what could be version of the UPS app. Because user experience, user interface doesn't just come overnight. It takes time to develop these skills. Because I'm the best of the best, and I only work with the best of the best, we decided to give you a little preview and to show you that we're not just full of it. We actually care. Go out of our way for you, our YouTubers, all 33 of you. Woo! Here we've arrived to the final verdict. So this brings us to the final verdict. If you want me to big brown in a box and mark it guaranteed, put it on the App Store. I will. Trust me, I've got time. I mean, look at me. I had a life, had a career before this whole pandemic thing. Nah, that doesn't make any sense. I digress. So if I were to grade the current state of UPS's app, I'd give it a C- for the previous reasons stated. It's slow, it's a web app, and they could just do a lot better. There's no brand, there's no cohesiveness, and it's just subpar for a very superior product. Doesn't match, and this is exactly why hire a small, tight-knit team that can take your business goals and adapt them into a highly effective, frictionless experience for your users. I couldn't stress it enough. So that's it for today. It's our first one. So thank you for joining Dr. Dev's first mobile app review with you. I sincerely appreciate it. You know, we don't do this for the fame, for the glory. We do it. Why do we do it? I mean, clearly all 33 of our subscribers pay us the millions of dollars to do this type of content. But we do it because we want to educate the public. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of gurus making up a lot of on the internet, trying to sell you snake oil as how apps are built or designed with no show, nothing. They just talk, yip-yapping, not us. So please, if you enjoyed any bit of this content today, if you feel like we've earned it, hit that subscribe button. Let's do this thing together. Let us know in the comments section if either one, you know somebody at UPS, in maybe the business partnerships sector, hit them up with this video and maybe we could do a deal. I don't know, maybe not. But also, maybe you've come across an app and you've said, that really just stinks. I mean, you just delete it, right? You just open, delete, boom. This smells fishy. Let us know in the comments section below. Maybe there's a better way. I'd like to see how this could be done better. Well, drop it in there. We read all of them. We comment back with you. I mean, give me a break. I'm not asking for much. We're just trying to grow the channel a little bit, you know? Give a lot, take a little, you know? Give, right hook. Well, that was my left hand. We're welcome and open to all new ideas. And as they say, don't look at me now. Don't judge me on today. Watch what will be in the future. Because that's what we're going to be doing with you, step by step. Check out some of our other videos. And I'm Dr. Dev with the YouTube channel. What? Join Dimension Software Learning Channel. Jump on that train. Let's do this thing. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Toodles. I'm watching you. Got your number.